know you are on the road to success if you would do your job and not be paid for it. Namaste. Welcome back to our channel Knowledge. Today we have a very special guest, Mr. Hossain sir, Senior Editor. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you and giving me opportunity for these interactions, and I am very obliged to present the knowledge about these journal publications. And thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for having me here. Okay, so, sir, first of all, tell us something about yourself.
My education is in botany, and my specialization is in genetics. After the completion of my master degree in that subject, I have started preparation for the various competition examinations. I cleared my CSIR NEET exam and then started teaching in this subject under Rajasthan University in the various private colleges there. We have taught there many times in the colleges. Then after we have got the offer from the different publication house for writing the books and solving their examinations questions for the different subjects. So slowly we have tilted from our concentration from teaching to this publishing house, and since then, after teaching, I have changed my career options from teaching to the content development, and since then I am in the publishing house. I think around 15 years I am working in the publishing house. I am changing one publishing house after another. We have started from some unique publication house and other publication house, then JP in medical publication house, and this publication house I am working on the scientific journals for engineering, medicals. So I am very much comfortable in working with these journals, because in these journals we are getting various content from the different scientific and authors. Without doing any work in the laboratory, we are getting lots of content.
Yes.
In the journals, and we are very much access those journals, and we are getting what happening in that laboratories, and without any much effort in the laboratory, we are getting easy content from the authors. And after review and various process of these articles, we are publishing the journal. This is actually my job here, to scrutinize articles at different level and then get them published in our journals.
So, sir, you have used the term journal. So we will start with this only, that what is the importance of a journal and what are the different types of journals?
Actually, journals are created for the day-to-day activities, and mostly we are talking about the academic journals. In the academic journals, the day-to-day activity of the research laboratory and the teaching faculties, they are doing the work in the laboratories. Means some professors also have lab. Yes. They are doing the work in the lab. So what they find in their laboratories during the investigations, they publish those things in the journals.
Yes.
So for academic journals, only publish academic work of the scientific work of the different scientists or academic work, and that adds to the knowledge of that disciplines, because the knowledge development of that discipline is very important. So therefore, the scientists and the academic persons, they both are doing their work and they publish their work in the journals. So journals is very important for the adding new knowledge, and the publications of the knowledge is important, because when you do the work, the audience should know what they actually doing in the laboratories, what they have found out. So publication is very important to know other persons, to get to know the other person that they have did this job and they have find out something in that knowledge, and they have added new knowledge, new arena in that disciplines. So publication is very important. From the next question is the type of journals. There are different type of academic journals, means the persons who wrote their journals, academic persons. So we may categorize from the academic point of view, we may categorize in 3 type of journals. One is the academic popular journals. Another one we can categorize as trade journals, and third is very scientific and scholarly journals, where the academic persons write. The difference in 3 journals is that the person who wrote the authors. In the first type of journals, in the popular journals, the person is not necessarily that they are very much efficient in that disciplines.
Yes.
Any common person, any reporters, any media persons can write about those topics. It is for the layman peoples. They can understand. They are not adding any references. They are not adding any citations in that articles. Mostly the popular journals are contains the articles for the layman and for the persons who is school, college going persons or the master degree persons also can be read to add the knowledge. But the citations and references are not there in the popular journal. But in the trade journals, the persons who wrote the articles is very much specialized in that disciplines. So here also the citation and references are not compulsorily there, but the references are not there. So the person who has technical ability to write about those subjects in the trade journals.
Yes.
But in the scholarly journals, the citation and reference is very compulsory. Whenever you are writing anything, the citations of those things that you are using for in the writing, you have to cite those things, and you have to simultaneously provide the references at the bottom of the articles.
Yes.
And so that they can validate every information that they have used from the other works of the academic communities and the scientific community. After that, when they are not citing anything, means we thought that they have their text that they are writing, they actually the text of authors.
Okay.
So when they are not citing, means they are we by default understand that these are the actually the work done by the authors.
Okay.
So to stop the to add the citations is very important in the scientific and scholarly journals. So we can, in this way, we can categorize 3 types of journals.
So you have told us that there are 3 types of journals. So if I talk about a research paper or a case study or any article, so what will be the first step to publish that?
You have one research paper with you before publications. So for selection of the journals, means you have to see the what disciplines you have written your paper.
Yes.
So there are different journals are published by the different publishing house. You have to find the journals by different selection criteria are given on the website, just like journal register, journal finders on the different publication house website. You will find these are the tools where you can add your articles, add your abstract, and automatically they will suggest the name of the journals in which your article suits. So by using the tools, you can find out the journals. Most of the publication house do not have such type of tools. For that, in that case, you have to find individually by going the website, and you have to find in which journals these articles suits. So you have to go through the journals. You read the focus scope of the journals, and after reading the focus scope, and you also know what type of article you have written. If that article suits as per the focus scope of the journal, you can submit on that journals and write and cover letter on that editor in chief and submit that journals in that journals, and they will automatically communicate with you, and they will start the process of publications. So for that, you have to find out the name of the journals. Selection of the journals is very important for publication. If you selected the wrong journals, so automatically you will get the mail from that journals your paper has been rejected. So selection of the journal is very important for the publication of the journal.
Yes. Sir, I have heard that there is a term plag or maybe plagiarism. So what does it mean, and why is it important for paper publication?
This is very important questions. Most of the people I find that the authors, when writing the papers, they copy from the different sources and not giving the proper citations for those copied things. So I suggest the authors to do not copy anything. The plagiarism is actually that you are taking the content from the other persons without giving credit to that persons. Means you are showing that this is actually the work of the authors that he is writing. This is not the work of the third persons that from where you have used the matters. So when you are using the matter of third persons, you should give proper credit. Otherwise, it will thought that you have plagiarized the articles. The proper citation is very important for the research articles. So when we receive the articles, we first submit the articles in the plagiarism tools. Plagiarism tools easily find the content that these contents are already published by some other journals, and this work has been done by some other authors. So we have different plagiarism tools, and that tools used to find whether it is work of authors or whether it is work of some other persons, third parties. So when you are writing the articles, the author know what they are writing. when they are using the content from the other person, they should properly write in his own word and they give the proper credit to that person, whether he is copying the text from the third parties, whether he is taking the tables, figures,
Absolutely.
whatever things they are taking from the other parties, they should write the name and giving a proper source. It will avoid the plagiarism in their articles. So we can think that the plagiarism can be of various types. Sometimes the plagiarisms may be the self-plagiarisms. So when the self-plagiarism actually happens when the authors already used his content. Means suppose author has written some articles, they have published in some other journals, and they are using his own content in currently published paper. So that is called as self-plagiarisms. In that case, he also write the name of his name and year of publications after his lines and its source also provided by the authors. So this is a self-plagiarism. The another one is if he is using the content from the other parties, other authors, they should write the name of the other persons, other authors. So these two type of plagiarisms are mostly found in the articles. Sometimes they are using the source and tables from the other authors. They should write the source at the bottom of the tables or bottom of the figures. So these avoid the plagiarisms. When the author is using the actual content from the author, they should write in double quotations. It shows that they have actually copied actual same things from the published papers. Double quotation is very important to specify that they have not any changes, they have not any make paraphrasing of that content. They have simply copied the source informations without with citations. They have provided also the citations where they have copied the informations.
Okay, so means plagiarism is very important. So you have used a sentence that if person's paper has already been published, all right, and he's again writing a paper, and what he wants some of the matter from the published article in this current article. So then also he has to write his name that yes, I have taken this matter from my previous article. All right.
Whatever published things that author is using, so they should give credit to all those things, whether it is his own work or whether it is some other author's works.
Yes.
So whatever things they are using, they should give proper credit. Whatever uncredited thing that is written in the articles, we thought that this is his work,
Yes.
and when we send the article for peer review, because the peer review persons are very knowledgeable in that discipline. So when he finds anything that is not credited to some other people's work, they will reject the papers. They will give suggestions that this is already published papers.
Yes.
They have not did any new works in that paper, and they will reject the papers immediately before publications.
Okay, I mean it is really very important. Okay, sir. Then what will be the next step after plagiarism?
So next step is when the author writing the articles, because the author know what he is copying from other source. Sometimes the author write articles and he is innocently, without knowing anything, we add the things. When the honest error
Yes.
occur in the articles.
Yes.
So whenever they write the article, they should very much be alert about adding the matters from other sources. So this will avoid the plagiarisms and rejection at the review stages. And whenever they submit the articles to the publishing house, we at the publishing house we give a copyright forms to the authors where there is mention about that they have written whatever thing they have written. They have written his own things. They have not copied anything from the other persons.
Yes.
And whatever third party things he is using, he is giving proper credit and he is taking proper permission from those things, those publishing house, those corporate owners.
Yes.
If he not taking the honor, if he not taking the permission from the owners of the articles,
Yes.
so that comes under the purview of the plagiarisms. So when we check, we have different stages of checking plagiarisms. This is one of the peer review, one of the software stage. If we find any things that violate that sign agreement, so we will immediately reject the paper. So authors should be very much alert about writing the paper, so that his work is not get rejected before publications. once his work rejected, they have to rewrite the articles, they have to redo the article, because in the articles there are two things are there. One is content, another is language. The content should be very original, and
Absolutely.
unpublished work. Original means unpublished work.
Okay.
Means when he is using published work, they should give proper credit to those works.
Absolutely. Okay. So, sir, actually, a person is copying from somewhere, right? So, I hope is there any importance of copyright form or maybe copyright in publication? Is it so?
Yeah, copyright form is very important, because the creator is the owner of the work. In the content case, we call these as author. The author has the right to give the articles to some other persons. There is a legal system that transferring of the work is the copyright forms. As per if you are working in this country, here the copyright law is there, and international copyright law is there. So whenever author is transferring his own work,
Yes.
owner is transferring his own work, so they should legally transfer the work to the publishing house. They give certain permission to publishing house to distribute and publish his work. He is actually giving only the permission of distributions and publications rights to us. On the basis of that, we publish the article and distribute to the different country. And this permission is very important, because if the owner not give the permissions to us, we cannot publish the articles without his permissions, and we cannot distribute even without his permission. The copyright is very important for publication and distribution of the articles.
This copyright gives the permission.
Permission to publish and distribute, but the ownership is still with the authors. There is no transferring ownership of me. Only giving the permission to publish and distribute these articles to our website or distribute to different country.
Okay. So, sir, people write their name and designation on their research paper or maybe article. So, is this possible to withdraw any name or designation after publication?
Actually, we have to understand why the authors want to take the designations. When the authors submit the articles to us, at that time his name is whatever name author has, and whatever means there are many authors in their articles. Maybe single author, maybe multiple authors.
Yes.
They have in the particular orders as per the work they have done in the articles. Those who have done most of the work in that articles, whose names come first, and simultaneously in the order they keep the name of the authors in the articles. And at the time of writing the paper, whatever designation they have, they write the designation also at that time. But after publication, suppose the designation of the author has changed. It is generally happens when the author is writing the articles, his designation is something, but after publication his designation changed. But when the author requesting us to change the designations after publication of the articles,
yes,
we do not entertain that his request, because at the time of writing the article, his designation is whatever designation they have provided. But now his designation changed. It is not possible to change his designation.
Yes.
You can add on other platforms. He can give the ORD, ORCID's ID, or something that we have in the online system. This is the
Yes.
idea there.
Yes, yes.
They can update on those things. On the published article, we do not change, because the designation is same as that time of writing the articles. We keep that designations. Regarding the authorship, if the find that there are certain number of authors in that articles and they are authorship conflict, so there are some procedures for removing the name of authors or adding the name of authors. Actually, we follow the guidelines, different guidelines for the removing or adding the name of the authorship. We, after completion of that guidelines, we maybe add the name of the authors, new authors, or may remove the name of the authors, and for the consent of all the authors that they have in the articles at the time of publications, because the consent of all the authors is necessary. Because for the removing or adding the name of the authors, we get if all the authors agree that this wrong thing happened at the time of publications, his work is not there, his author name is not there, we can add or remove the name of authors after following the complete guidelines for the removing, adding. But for the designations, we do not add and remove designations.
Okay. So, sir, why indexing is important?
Indexing is important from the perspective that when the large number of articles published by the different publishing house, different journals, they actually the table of content as in case of book, though in the case of journals, where after publication of articles, they index the articles, means they list the articles, and that articles are used by the different authors to write their review in the articles, because they should know what happening in that. Suppose one of the example we can add PubMed. PubMed is one of the indexing site. If you want to find any article on the glucose, we can in the search tools we can add the word glucose. We get the list of articles from different journals.
Okay.
And we can read those articles, and after reading those articles, we can add the content, whatever content we require for his articles, our articles. We can, after reading those articles, we can by searching those words, we can find the list of articles, and from that list of articles, we can select what articles that suits in his journals. So indexing helps in actually cumulatively adding all the articles in the single platforms. Because if you want to find the articles on glucose, we have to go different website and find the articles on the glucose.
Yes.
Or any other topics. Then after collecting those articles, we study the articles. It will take lots of times. When we index the articles in any indexing platforms, that articles appears on the single platforms, and we can find the articles easily on that topics, and we can read those articles, and we can add the information in our articles. So indexing helps in the first finding the informations about that disciplines that where we want to write, and second thing, indexing is nowadays used for the calculating of the importance of the paper, metrics of the journals, metrics of the articles, and even the different author means help in calculating how much value has that articles by calculating impact factor. Means we can add impact factor of the journals with the lots of articles published by the journals, and those articles are used by the different authors for his own work. The impact factor of that journals has been increased. In that way, we can calculate the impact factor of journals, means how much important paper are published by that journals. Second important thing, we can add the importance of articles. I mean, we can calculate the matrix at article levels. At the journal level, we can calculate the impact factor. At article levels, we can calculate. We can also calculate the matrix at the author levels.
Okay.
So different H index are there. The Google scholars you can find. So these are when we index the articles on different platform, they actually calculate the different their matrix, their mathematical formula there to calculate the different values of the articles. This is a marketing point of view. This is not that the articles, if not indexed in the top platforms and they have less impact factor, it is not means that the article is low quality research are there.
Yes.
So indexing actually for the calculations, first to find the articles of same disciplines, then to find the matrix at the journal level, then article level, and then author levels. We can calculate the matrix and importance of the article. These are the important things that we, for the indexings. And that's why most of the journals add to different indexing platforms. So there are certain indexing platforms there. One is the PubMed and the Way of Science, Scopus. These are the top indexing platforms. Some journals have developed his own indexing platforms. They are adding, but indexing platform does not contain all the journals, all the research that happenings all globally. They only select the few. They have criteria. On that criteria, they select the top journals on the basis of that criteria, and they index those journals in that. So if you want to find the any disciplines papers in that journals, you have to go to the top indexing site, and also you have to find the different journal website.
Okay, so sir, if I sum up for the indexing, so indexing is very important and important for the articles as well as for the journal also. Okay, so last but not the least, what suggestion you would like to give to the authors for high quality manuscripts?
Actually, the articles, there are two things in the articles. So first, the content. The content means when the author is writing the things, content is very important. When suppose certain persons, engineering person or medical person writing on the something, suppose ophthalmologist doctor writing on the certain glaucoma, they should write the good content. Means they should write content in a proper way, whatever guideline they have provided for writing the articles. There are different guidelines present in the different website. For the ACROS, one of the name the ACROS guidelines. For research paper, one very common guideline is IMRD, Introductions, Method, and Result and Discussion. This is simple guidelines. And ACROS is the one of guidelines. Concert is the one of guidelines. There are different guidelines you will find on the different editorial of the journals. So you should follow that guidelines for writing the articles. Means you should present the content in that way. So whatever guidelines they have provided for writing the articles. So when the writing the articles, you should write the first introductions, why you are doing research, what are the data you have collected, and at the end you conclude the articles by discussions and conclusions. At the end you should write the references, because in the journals we actually write about the current happenings in the disciplines. So your references should be very much current research. Whatever research has been published in the current year, you should add those research also in your articles. So content is very important. The second is with language. When you're writing, when you're conveying the knowledge to the audience, your language should be very much smooth. And when you're using technical terms, try to elaborate those terms in the articles and give proper. You should follow the international guideline for the different nomenclatures, whether you're using the units for the different unit systems. Sometimes we find in unit system they are not following the guidelines of the international unit and measurement systems. That sometimes they also write the articles and they mention in feet. So as per the scientific convention, they should write in the whatever meter systems. They should write the meter system, not in the feet. Feet is not the proper scientific system that they should use in the writing the articles. And in the same different discipline and different guideline, international guidelines, they should follow all those guidelines. So after when they have completed the writing the article, they should read articles first. His or herself, and then they should give the articles to some other colleagues. So they should read the articles and they give suggestions before submitting the article to any journals. They should read one or two or three times his own articles and then also review internally by their senior colleagues and by students before submitting the articles. In that way, the whatever errors in his articles are present, they will be removed, and once he submit the articles, his article will be smoothly reviewed and will not got caught in the plagiarisms and published very easily in the any journals. And will not take any suggestion from the. I think when we submit the articles, the reviewer give lots of suggestions. This revision needed, that should be deleted, this work has not done in the articles. So before submitting, you should check the content level, because the content is very important at the reviewing level. Reviewers go through the articles and they actually check the content of the articles. If the content, they will find the content is not up to date, it is not recent, and they are not properly presented. So their article must be rejected or may get suggestion from the reviewer that you should revise your articles and then resubmit the articles. To avoid all those things, you should read the article 2 or 3 times and simultaneously make the article by some other persons in his organizations of same disciplines. So, and then second part is language. Language is a very important part, because in the publishing house you will find the language services are there. If you are not able to write the articles in his language, certain people have not good English writing skills, so they can take help from the different English language services to write the article, but the content is very important. I've explained everything. Content cannot be written by the different English language services persons. So content is very important. You have to add the content, updated one and very properly written. We will add, if the language is not proper, we can improve the language, but we cannot improve the content. So content is very important, I think.
Okay, so content is very important, because if content is good, then definitely manuscript will be the best. Okay, so thank you so much, sir. Thanks for your time. You have given your time to us and you have answered all the questions very well. And if you guys want to watch these type of videos more, then please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon as well, so that you can get each and every update of our new videos from our channel. So Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Nabor.